Hollywood can be a pretty cutthroat business, and when it comes to an actor's image on camera, some may be required to do some crazy things. Some actors, when they were hired, they were forced to follow some crazy rules like gaining weight for roles. Hi, I'm Stacey Taylor, and today I'm counting down the top 10 actors who were banned from losing weight. So how do you feel about the rules Hollywood makes actors follow? And let us know in the comments below. Starting off our list today at number 10, we have Rebel Wilson. When Rebel Wilson made an appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast, she would note that she had to wait until Pitch Perfect was pretty much over before she could kickstart what she called her year of hell, as her contract with the movie franchise banned her from losing weight when she said, "I couldn't lose a massive amount of weight because I was in the contracts for that movie. You can't lose, I think it was more than 10 pounds or gain more than 10 pounds. You kind of have to stay at the same weight. It's like in your contract." Rebel's character in the film was called Fat Amy, which unfortunately required her character to look a certain way. While Wilson did note that she loved playing her character and she had the best time filming, it seems inappropriate for a film studio to make any mandate about the actor's body, particularly when the character's weight could have easily been written around. They simply could have called her Amy or by her actual name in the film, which on the record was Patricia. Number 9. Jonah Hill. For the longest time, Jonah Hill was known as the funny fat guy in movies, and that's all a lot of people remember him for many reasons. One, because obviously he wasn't pencil thin, and the other is because he had this really good sense of humor that was obviously kind of hilarious depending on the movie. Once he started to slim down, however, he did manage to take on some other roles that were less comedic and far more respectable in terms of actually winning an award for his acting rather than his comedy. But it seems like the actor isn't booking as many roles as he used to. While the star could just be taking a step back from his acting to deal with some challenges in his personal life, it seems like the star has only been working hard to develop different projects that revolve around voice acting, and this could be because his acting contracts for roles involved him to not lose weight, as he was typecasted for years in the same role, but when he changed, Hollywood just didn't know what to do with him. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming number 8, we have Renee Zellweger. Committed to taking on her role in Bridget Jones's Diary franchise, Renee Zellweger had to gain weight and maintain it just to embody her character in the film. Before the film even started filming Bridget Jones's Diary, the star had to gain 30 pounds to play the role in 2001, Bridget Jones's Diary. She then had to repeat the process again for the 2004 sequel, Bridget Jones: The Edge of Reason. And then by the time she filmed Bridget Jones's Baby, however, she was tired of talking about her weight. While the star had to put on a few pounds to take on her role throughout the years, she's had to maintain her weight and continue to gain weight on the films, to the point the media started to harass the actor about her weight. And then she ended up telling British Vogue in 2016, "Bridget is at a perfectly normal weight, and I've never understood why it matters so much. No male actor would ever get such scrutiny if he decided the same thing for a role." While the star went from being a size 4 to a size 14 during the filming process, she was forced to enlist in a 4,000 calorie per day diet of comfort food. That just isn't right. Number 7, Seth Rogan. So just like Jonah Hill, Seth Rogan, when he started out in the acting industry, he was typecasted as a funny fat guy that you couldn't picture doing anything else, and even when the star started to lose weight to star in a comic book movie, The Green Hornet, he found himself being put into a very conflicted spot for his acting, as Hollywood really didn't know where to put him. It got to the point even Seth was struggling to accept his new slim figure, because the industry made him feel like he let down legions of chubby men who looked up to him. He has even had to find a way to cope with strangers in Hollywood approaching him for his weight loss, to the point he even had to say, "I think for chubby guys, I was their guy, so they were like, I can be chubby. Seth Rogen's chubby, who cares? But now I'm not so chubby anymore, and they're like, I have to lose weight. I've let them down. I blatantly sold out. It's only for money." Number 6, Brendan Fraser. After being abandoned by Hollywood for no reason whatsoever, Brendan Fraser was desperate to get back into acting, to the point he decided to gain as much weight as he could to star as a lead in his recent film, The Whale. In the drama film, Brendan, who was set to play a 590-pound school teacher who is slowly eating himself away to an unhealthy weight while grieving the passing of his wife, Brendan did have to spend hours in the makeup chair to have prosthetics applied to make him change his appearance altogether, but he still had to pack on some extra pounds so it could help him get into his character easier, and so the prosthetics would look a little more natural than they would if he was still a skinnier frame. While the actor doesn't really seem to be affected by his current weight gain and how it affected his physical appearance, it is great to see him back on the Hollywood scene again, but it still makes you wonder why Hollywood makes actors go to such extreme measures when it comes to their weight. Number 5. Charlize Theron. Back in 2003, Charlize Theron physical transformation along with a scarily intense performance won her a well-dressed Oscar for portraying a real-life monster in the movie Monster. In her contract, Charlize had to put on 30 pounds before filming even started. Charlize did go on to say that putting on the weight was a way for her to understand her character and her character's experience rather than just looking overweight for the part, by saying it wasn't about getting fat. Aline wasn't fat. Aline carried scars on her body from her lifestyles. Charlize then went on to add that if she did the movie with her slim physical athletic body as she's known to have today, then not only the producers of the film but she also would feel like she wouldn't have felt the things Aline felt with her body, before adding, it was about getting to a place where I felt closer to how Aline was failing. In the end, Charlize did end up gaining close to 50 pounds for the film, and the mindset with it caused the star to face depression, and it got to the point where she found the whole process of gaining weight for the film and even the process of filming was not really as fun as her other roles. Number 4, we have Vincent D'Onofrio. Pretty much since the start of Vincent's career, he's had to gain weight and maintain the same image for his roles by gaining weight he may have lost while he wasn't filming. It all started back in 1987 when the actor was set to portray an overweight recruit struggling through boot camp in Stanley Kubrick's film Full Metal Jacket. Vincent would be forced to gain 75 pounds before filming even started. Later, Vincent would then reveal that the hardest part of the process was keeping on the weight while he was filming, as he was losing the weight fast. Due to his contract, he wasn't allowed to lose a single pound. While in the beginning he was only asked to gain 10 pounds, every time the actor submitted a self-tape for the role, he was required to gain more and more weight. And this wouldn't be the only time Hollywood has forced the star to maintain his weight or gain some more pounds back, as in 2022 it was reported that the star had to gain 15 to 20 pounds when he landed a role for Kingpin: Return to Hawkeye, so his character could have an accurate look in the Marvel Studios series. Number 3. Jared Leto. Back in 2007, Jared Leto admitted that before he could portray Mark David Chapman in the film that surrounds the passing of John Lennon, he was forced to gain 67 pounds before he could play the role of the man who assassinated John Lennon. And then the extra pounds had serious side effects on the method actor, as the weight gain took such a toll on Jared. And it even got to the point where the actor could no longer walk to the set by the end of production, and he was even later diagnosed with gout and advised to lose weight by his doctors. Later that year, he would then admit to the Los Angeles Times that he wasn't really sure gaining weight was the wisest choice, when he said, "I'm not sure it was the wisest choice. A friend of mine was recently going to gain weight for a film, and I did my best to talk him out of it. Just because you can lose weight doesn't mean the impact it had on you isn't there anymore." But in the end, Jared felt like it was necessary to follow the film's production team and what they were advising him to do, as it made him believe that it was a necessary thing for him to do so he could get every aspect of his character right. Number 2. Rob McElhenny. The creation of Fat Mac was a hilarious gag that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia seemingly pulled on a whim for season 6. However, making it happen was much more difficult than one might expect, as co-creator and Mac portrayer Rob revealed he gained 60 pounds for the character. actor. Then new look with a diet that consisted of only ice cream, heavy soup, and cottage cheese. While Rob in the beginning tried to gain weight in a healthy way by eating chicken and rice, his doctor soon told him that there was no healthy way to gain that much weight in a short amount of time, that he knew he had to opt for an unhealthy way, so he would literally pull out a tub of ice cream in the morning and would then drink it when it melted in the afternoon. He later told Dax Shepard on his podcast, Armchair Expert, that the weight he was forced to gain and maintain during filming that season didn't seem to be progressing fast enough to justify his fat Mac transformation, and the requirements had such a negative impact on his health that he then had to convince the show's creator to make his character Jacked Mac for the next season so he could shed some pounds. And coming in number 1 today, we have Colin Farrell. While Colin Farrell opted to wear a fat suit when he portrayed the role as the Penguin in the movie Batman in 2016 for the movie The Lobster, the Irish actor was set to play an unlucky in-love shrub in a bit of a paunch, meaning the handsome leading man was required to pack on quite a few pounds and maintain the weight while the filming was going on. Later, when Colin's co-star John C. Reilly opened up to Entertainment Tonight about how Colin put on 45 pounds, at first it made John wonder if he was actually going to pull it off within 2 months. While the star, like Rob McElhenny, gained weight for the role by drinking ice cream, he would admit that it was only fun for 2 days, and when it came to his health, his sleep schedule, he actually suffered quite a bit. The actor also had to eat 4,000 calorie meals and refrain from exercising, which had huge consequences on his overall health. Well, that's it for this video, my little peaches, and until the next one, remember to stay juicy.